D&D. Let's get into this, because we've had a little bit of a break from D&D. The last time we were playing, you guys were on a castle. Everything had gone a little bit tits up towards the end, as you managed to, as you were escaping, as you were getting out, you were confronted by a number of people, and having not managed to kill both red mages, one of them may have gone and fucked with the spirit controlling the castle. The castle started plummeting out of the sky and crash landed in an area known as the Spine of the World, a region of snowy mountains to the north of the Sword Coast. As, like, you were all aware of this, you could all see it as you were coming out of the sky. As you all crash into the ground, there is a massive amount of snow kicked up, rubble, parts of the castle, obviously the castle being made of ice, a lot of it crumbles, a lot of the stone drops, and quite surprisingly, none of you are dead, which is a good start.
Yay!
Yay! Stars are meant to go on, guys.
Seems implausible.
Essentially,
we're all dead, it's a dream.
Essentially, as you're kind of getting closer and closer to the ground, you can see a bit of a shimmering kind of barrier start building up around the castle. It's almost as if the ice walls themselves are trying to grow up around it. And when you impact, it's nowhere near as hard as you're expecting. And it almost seems to be as good a landing as you could expect, especially considering the mountainous terrain. You impact and skid for a long while, so it's more like a rough landing on an aeroplane rather than slamming into the ground. The castle itself is still not the best, as you plunge through trees, rocky terrain. Bits of the top of the castle are knocked off behind you thanks to the momentum, mostly. A few boulders drop here and there, ice falls, and as the castle slowly comes to a stop, you're all thrown from your feet, and there's a bit of damage as you all crash into the ground, but you've been through a hell of a lot worse. Something was clearly trying to protect this castle as it went down. Unfortunately, you guys never actually found out much about the spirit that controls the castle. So, yeah. I'm going to tell you guys because it's
required effort and moving away from.
Well, it's all gone. It's all gone now. But so I don't mind telling you that the wonderful Blagathkus, the giant who owns this place, when his wife died, her spirit got put into the castle. The control room is literally just kind of giving her instructions on where he wants to go. And the Red Wizard corrupted her so that he could crash the castle into the ground. As she was kind of just about to hit, she tried to save as many people as she could.
Oh.
No.
And we'll kick off.
The sacrifice is completely in vain.
So compassionate.
And as we kick off today, that's where we're going to kind of start. You guys realise that it's very, very dark. You're not quite sure what the time was. You were sure that it was lighter when you started plummeting. Whether it's the mountains blocking the view of the sun, or if something else has changed entirely, it seems like you're plunging into the late time of night. And I'll pick up there for you, with your kind of stumbling to your feet in this castle. There's a massive mist that is kicked up, hangs up to about 5 feet off the ground, difficult to see through entirely. You can see over it if you're above 5 feet tall. And yeah, we'll pick off with you guys standing up, shaking yourselves off. By all means, take over.
Wonderful, SJ.
Yes.
Last time we did a long rest.
You did.
May I roll it? May I roll a D10?
You may.
Shenanigan times.
You may indeed roll a D10. For reasons.
Oh no, concern.
Apparently, I didn't put my name in this thing yet. Cool. Let's have a look at that.
So Doodles rolls a D10 for a reason.
Cool. I will private message SJ the results of that roll.
Okay.
That was
What, you mean I saw mountains and snow? I mean, first of all, ow.
Is everybody alright?
Define.
Oh, so that's a start.
I mean,
Is everybody all right? Chimes in a voice you haven't heard in before, as a female elf just pulls herself out of the wreckage.
Yes.
Also, who are you people, and where is Master Nevin?
First of all, who are you?
Who's Mars Nevin? Ithaca narrows her eyes at the new elf.
Master Nevin is a druid. Master Nevin was teaching me all about the witchcraft of druidry. As for who I am,
Smiles towards the elf. Quite a proud smile, but remains quiet.
As for who I am, that's a very interesting question. I wrote this down. Hold on 1 second. And the female elf looks at her left hand. SJ, do you have a name prepared, or do I make my own shit up?
You can make your own shit up. That's what I was expecting, I'm afraid.
Making my own stuff up? Cool. Oh yes, that's right. I'm Gladriel of Wish Song. Pleasure to make your acquaintances, everyone.
Hi. I turn to Mia turns to Caliban and Christopher and is like, what the fuck is going on?
Ithaca's smiling and sort of giggling to herself.
Who? What? Where's the other druid we had?
Not sure. I feel odd.
you feel
You're not gonna turn into an egg again, are you?
No.
I was waiting for that.
I hate to disappoint.
I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
God,
You can turn into an egg? Is that something you can do at will?
No, it isn't.
Oh dear.
I
Some
think
sort of
it's
affliction.
One time. One time thing, I think. Thankfully.
There is definitely something a bit off with him, Christopher. You can sense something
something
up
a bit off.
with Caliban.
Caliban, what's the...
Hello, what?
What's the matter?
I'm not sure. Feel.
Um,
I don't know.
I'm just gonna walk over to him. I'm not proficient, but just gonna do a med.
Go for it. First roll of the night.
Not horrific.
Good stuff.
If there are any physical changes, they seem to be very minute, not very obvious. But something about, like, something magical about him has changed. Something about his aura is different. It's hard to explain properly. You're not used to, like, just, you know, looking at people and being able to sense things. But something has fundamentally changed within Caliban.
If it's a magic thing, can I do an Arcana check, please?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Something, like I said, something is different fundamentally with him. You can tell that. But you can't tell what.
Ithaca looks at the roof and then points at the elf and just goes, "It's Doodles. Like she, he, they, are like me."
Dude, who's?
Yeah.
So he asked me.
Do you mean God?
He asked me privately what my name was, and I forgot how to whisper.
/W and then a space with whisper, and then you start typing their name, and it will bring up. If that helps.
Thank you. I figured it out in the end. Yes, you are distinctly aware that the character's name was Gull.
Hang on, so that's Caliban's
I'm not
something.
ill.
You don't look your normal,
Can't
vibrant,
get ill.
platinum self.
And your disposition seems rather dour.
I think I giggles.
I mean, we've just put a... Okay. Looking around, because I can, is
Yep.
where does appear to be the next highest vantage point where we...
So you can see where you've crashed, there's a lot of trees around the immediate area, but from where you are, there's a crumbled bit of wall about 30 feet to the west. The wall itself was a lot higher before. This was where the towers were that the ballista was on top of. Most of that has been knocked aside, and there is now about a 30 to 40 foot high wall.
Do I get the impression that that would allow me to see beyond the general vicinity, so a little bit further?
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Are we surrounded by mountains enough that it's not...
Weirdly enough, the mountains all seem to be more distant now. They don't seem to be as surrounding as you thought they would be from the sky. So it seems to be mostly trees and forest.
Okay, would you allow an acrobatics to attempt to climb?
Absolutely, I would from
Yeah.
you. Yes.
Because the other one would suck.
So while you're doing that, Ithaca walks over to Gol and is like, "Hey, I'm happy you figured it out a little bit.
Figured what out, my chum?
How to shift? You said you couldn't do it. Well, you could do it to animals, but you couldn't do it with people."
I'm afraid I haven't the faintest recollection of what you're talking about, but I will take your congratulations in good stride. Thank you.
Ithaca sighs, the hair turns sort of a deep blue.
Christopher, you managed to climb up, not a problem. Can you make me a perception check now, please? And while Christopher is rolling a perception
This
check...
will be the thing. I climb a tree, I see fuck all.
Yeah, so you managed to climb up absolutely fine. While this is going on, Caliban, you got a bit of a headache, and every now and again you close your eyes, a bit of a migraine poking just behind your vision. At this point, you close your eyes, and there is a flash, almost of a vision, of a large, red and black scaled clawed hand reaching out, almost enveloping your entire body. It wraps around you, and then you open your eyes, and you're back on the grounds of the dishevelled castle, surrounded by mist.
So in reaction to that, seeing that, because I don't have my weapon on me, I'll instantly summon it out of nowhere and ready myself a battle.
For anyone
then-
stood nearby Caliban, which is I think everyone but Christopher, Caliban suddenly grips his head in pain, and then you see him hold out his hand, and a sword appears in his hand. Caliban, would you like to describe what it looks like?
It looks similar to what it did before. However, if you look more closely at it, it sort of shimmers with... Whereas before it was sort of all a silver blade with a black hilt, the blade sort of shimmers with almost like chromatic colours now.
Which he
As the reflection of the light.
summoned out of nowhere.
As Caliban draws the sword and squeals in pain, Ithaca reacts and immediately sort of takes a few strides towards Caliban, slides next Inga.
Sorry, you're cutting out a lot, Kyle.
You are.
I will disconnect. Is that any better?
Yeah, much.
Yeah, there we go.
So Ithaca will slide next to Caliban, sort of Ingard, sort of her hair, sort of turning black. death key, sort of giving her sort of a dark aura around her hands. You okay? What
I'm
you
not.
spotted?
I'm not quite sure. I thought I saw something attack me, and I'll look at my sword and I'll be like, how did this? Just looking really confused.
It's okay. I've got your back. Ish. I don't know what you're back against, but
Well, I think
technically your
it's fine.
side.
And I'll sheathe my sword back on my back, where it usually is. Well, maybe I'm just tired. I don't know. Maybe I hit my head when we crashed. I don't know.
And Christopher, from the top of the tower, you look out, and essentially what you can see is a vast forest of trees. It seems to go on forever. Weirdly, the mountains almost seem to not exist anymore. There were a few behind you, but what seems to be there now is just behind the castle. There is it's almost as if the mist lifts up into a sort of shimmering wall, and all around you the snow has disappeared apart from just under the castle, and it seems to be lush, verdant trees. But the trees themselves almost seem a little sickly. The green is slightly off. There is dark, foreboding clouds hanging above you. And the forest itself spreads out. There is a small, very lightly paved but very well used path about 1,000 feet from the castle that you can see leading off, and then there seems to be a large gate in the centre.
Can I roll a nature around the trees and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Just to confirm we're not in camp.
Yes, you can. These definitely do not seem like... These don't seem like the kind of trees that you have seen in the local areas of the Sword Coast. And this part of the world where you crashed in, you're not an absolute historian scholar, but you know that this is mountainous, rocky land. Any trees here should have long shed their leaves, and there should be snow and mountains everywhere. It's called the spine of the world because it literally almost cuts the continent
we were
in
hurtling
half.
down into mountains, so the fact that we're not.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
what you can see in the distance, the gate that I talked about, looks something like this. Large
Then to
stone
press a gate.
walls, two large statues missing their heads. It looks like the walls have been crumbling for years, but they were once potentially very impressive.
I will climb back down the wall and in a few minutes be back.
And the rest of you see Christopher approaching.
Is everything talking around Caliban rather?
Sorry, I didn't.
He had a little fit where his head hurt, and then his sword seemed to appear out of nowhere. But I could have had it anywhere. He keeps weapons all over him. You know what he's like.
The word sword appears out of. I kind of look at Caliban a little bit differently and walk up. Your sword's on your.
Yes.
That.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do me a favour and just close your eyes for a sec? Imagine you're swinging your. And to that, I'll take a step back just in case this goes horribly wrong.
Aye.
Just picture the weight of it in your hand, the way that it feels, the hilt and the blade. Can you do that for?
Sure.
I mean, I could sound more patronising while I say it, but I don't know if that. But just describe the feel of your blade.
I mean, it feels new. I haven't even used it all that much.
Yeah.
I
How's it weighted?
mean, it's pretty perfectly, but you know, like it was made for me.
Can you just picture, as you in your mind's eye? And Christopher is kind of giving other people a look as in, I don't really know what I'm talking about, and this is clearly bullshit. But can you picture your sword in your hand and just imagine it there?
Sure.
Does anything happen?
As you kind of finish that, he focuses for a second, and then in a flash of what appears to be kind of purple and black energy, the sword appears in his hand. It's no longer in his sheath.
And as soon as that happens, I will drop it and be like, "Oh, shite!"
Ooh, pretty.
Well, that's new.
How marvellous! I'm assuming this is a new development, given everyone is shocked.
If you could say that.
I don't like it.
If I'm going to be honest here, Gol?
Gladriel Wish Song.
Gladriel Wish Song. Okay, it's a pleasure to meet you. There's quite a few new developments at the moment, if I'm being honest, and I'm not sure I know all of them.
Well, that's fine. I imagine we're in a particularly weird situation, so introductions will be done at another point in time.
I mean, I look
okay.
at Caliban and go, I don't normally do this because he normally doesn't let me, but I'm in the interests of an abject lesson. And I'll kind of internalise to Yao Guai promising to resummon him, but that I'm going to put him back in whatever pocket it resolves temporarily.
Fine for science.
And
Not me.
in front of Caliban, I will make my sword just... And then...
Like, oddly, as you
Yeah,
do
you
that,
just said-
the sword reappears in Caliban's hand from the ground as he watches you do that.
Okay.
Shit.
I don't.
Is that supposed to happen?
No.
No, I don't think it is. Yeah, again, internally. We've never really discussed this, but what?
What did I wet?
Sorry, Phil, you're cutting out a
No,
lot.
sorry, internal.
Oh.
Who I?
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, for God's sake, everyone's doing it at some...
Yeah.
I think that was because Chrome was taking up 12 gig again.
Oh, yeah, that's.
12
that's
gig of RAM, and I was
that's-
like, I'm going to restart that.
Yeah, no, that's 100% fair. For a thing to do when we have a break, there is a thing I posted in the Doop Troop chatty thing, which is a potential thing that other people have used to fix it, because Discord for some people, Discord has an automatic sensitivity thing, which you can get rid of.
Oh.
And if you change it, you can slide
Give
it,
this a try.
and it might help. So for me, I had it like that for a while, so I've had to change my input for sensitivity anyway. But some people have got it set to automatic.
Oh no, I already... So I don't think it's that.
Okay.
Sorry, so not to Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. Nothing's changed. Ugh. Right. So internally to myself, to Yao Gui, it will be a case of asking it effectively. We've never really discussed this, but what did you make?
This is interesting. He has a pact.
But what does that mean? Caliban's a paladin, or was. Mia is a sorceress. Is there a word for what you've made?
You are a warlock.
That sounds a bit creepy.
A warlock is simply a user of spells or combat techniques that gains them from another entity. It's a shared existence. Some may reach for their power from elder gods no longer spoken of. Some may take their power from entities of the Feywild. You have your
Others
entity
might be
with
bossed
you.
around.
Yes, I'm a little bit more hands-on than some.
Hands-on. Caliban's become a warlock.
Okay.
I don't really know what that means. The thing with the sword is similar to mine.
How?
I don't know. Galgui thinks she's made a pact.
Turn to look to Caliban. Have you made any deals recently?
No. Only with Bahamut, obviously, but I don't know.
Maybe
Can-
you always had these skills and only now they're manifesting different.
Galgui seems to think something.
Oh,
So can any powerful being make you a warlock?
I don't think so. Even when I found Galgui initially, I couldn't do anything. But Galgui's because it's Galgui. He's very.
Right.
And I was 4.
We all make mistakes.
I don't want to alarm anybody any more than we already are. But wherever we've landed isn't where it looked like we were going to land.
What?
I mean, we were hurtling into mountains. I've just climbed the wall and there's no mountain. There's a forest. And a fucking big gate. And the trees aren't for the region, and I don't know what's going on, and Caliban's a warlock, and Gola's a girl.
yeah, but Gol can do what I can do. So, Gol.
Set fire to things randomly when Caliban tells him.
Yeah.
I
Maybe.
know, that was good.
Ithaca blushes.
Honestly.
Does have a proud.
Good times, good times.
I have no idea who this goal individual is that you keep speaking about. However, I do have a more pressing concern of, you say we were flying. Is this the medium to which we were flying, this castle?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that not somewhat strange?
Yes.
All right then.
No more than you waking up, not having no idea who you are, how you got here, and the fact you had your name.
Oh, I have memory lapses all the time. Master Nevin said it was natural for some of my disposition.
Galdriel, may I try something with you?
If you wish.
Ithaca walks over to Galdriel and offers out sort of to hold her hands, not like more like a greeting kind of hold.
Very forward. We haven't even exchanged our names yet. But go on. Puts hand into other hand, slightly blushing.
At which point Ithaca sort of slowly tries to shift her own hand and say, "Focus on my hand, and try to make yours match it." So Ithaca initially just sort of changes the colour of her hand, adds the odd scale. Just focus on my hand and try and make your hand like my hand. Just picture it.
Gladriel closes her eyes for a second and tries
I
to
sound
imagine
like
her
me,
hands changing.
Are they just copying what I just...
Maybe?
Fair enough.
Apparently it's a time for sharing, even though we don't know where the hell we are.
Gladriel opens her eyes for a moment and just realizes that nothing has changed and it's gone.
Oh.
Was something supposed to happen, or?
You're like me, but I can change at will. Where I think I set at will on. I'll show you. Ithaca switches to Vela, which is the human she was doing when she was doing her alchemy. You can do this too. I think this is what you're doing, but you have memory lapses when you do it, whereas I can't fully control mine when I'm normal. She was very uncertain with the word normal. And then she shifts back to Ithaca with her hair all variety of colours. You can do this, but you don't know you can. I'll help you if I can, if you're willing.
That seems like an interesting proposition. I see why not. You seem a lovely company, if not a bit strange.
The latter part, yeah.
Well then, marvellous. I can continue learning stuff with you. Ithaca, was it?
Yes. It's a pleasure. Ithaca.
Congratulations, Mia. You're now the sanest one of all.
I'm sorry, can you
Oh dear
repeat
God,
that?
why?
Mia's now. Yeah, you're the responsible grown-up now.
Now, Mia's always been the responsible grown-up.
I didn't sign up for this shit.
Caliban's also been responsible, but normally responsible for blood.
It's true.
And
I
jam
set things on
production.
fire.
Ithaca's giving you a run for your money on that. We can't just sit here. It's bloody free.
Yes, you're quite
Fire?
right. You're quite right. Introductions and let's get moving.
Or we follow. There's a path to the north that leads to the suspiciously ominous gate.
Walk and talk. That's a good idea.
Well, we may as well find out where the hell we are and see if we can get back to where the hell we were supposed to be.
I'm not supposed to be anywhere, I'm just tagging along for stories, I'll be honest. So, yeah, let's go.
Considering how we were crashing into a mountain range and Christopher says that we're not in a mountain range, we're in a weird forest, then I would say we're not where we're supposed to be.
Christopher, at this point you realise that you'd noticed that the mist was almost solidifying behind the castle. That kind of more solid mist has slowly started creeping over the castle and has started taking on the courtyard now. It's almost as if the mist behind you is sloping and starting to envelop around and come towards you all.
Wait, I've seen this in a moving picture.
Shall we move on?
I think we
with
should.
the reasonable...
Aye.
Yeah, we could. Or we could poke the mist.
Oh. See, even I can act responsible when I can be bothered now. Really.
Remember, you all just agreed she's the responsible adult here.
And I want to throw a rock in the mist.
Okie dokie, roll me an attack.
Sure. Is there? I'm guessing, seeing as how we're in a crashed castle, there's plenty of rubble around.
Oh god, yeah. There's plenty of things you can throw. Small bits of ice, small bits of rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a good baseball size chunk of rock and just lob it at the mist.
Okie dokie. I'll say I'm not going to actually make you roll an attack. You throw the rock towards the mist. It goes through it like it's mist, but there is a faint sizzling sound when it hits it. And you can see that the brief moments before it disappears from your vision as the mist gets thicker, the thin layer of ice that was on the rock basically starts melting away.
Maybe we should. It's not moving very quickly. It would be a shame if we were to get killed by something that moves so.
Mist that melts rocks. That's a new one. I suggest we go towards the castle. The gates.
Castle
Yes.
gates. Away from here.
Yes, that.
I will having direct us to the close.
Yep, that's totally fair. Weirdly, like it seems as almost as where the courtyard slopes down and becomes the gate of the castle. That almost leads directly into where the path is. It's a little bit through the trees, but with Christopher's skills and with his knowledge from having had a good look, you guys make your way and you find what's essentially a glorified dirt road. The dirt road has some paving stones like built into it. It looked like it may have once been better. But I will now throw you onto a map. And this map has my favourite token for indicating where your group is.
Oh, is it the big pink bunny?
Scroll to the right and you'll find where you guys are.
Fucking hate that token.
Yes! Yes!
I have met many tales of the big pink bunny.
Welcome to the big pink bunny.
So essentially that's where you guys are. The castle has crashed around here and the mist is slowly enveloping the castle.
Oh, whoops.
You all have control over him as well.
This is going to be chaotic.
I am doing a regret.
Oh, yeah. Meh, meh. Meh, meh.
Okay, so yeah, the mist seems to be kind of. It is still moving, but it is moving slower. There is obviously a continuous low-lying mist, like I said, around 5 feet. It's difficult to even see your feet. Don't kill him. It's difficult to see your feet in this location.
Thanks, bunny.
But the ground seems pretty stable as you're walking.
Shall
Yeah.
I think we should.
is that is
So that's essentially the giant gates that you saw, yeah.
right?
Those gates look like the architecture from the monastery.
Of what?
The monastery where I grew up and was trained. Although to be fair, there was just plenty of statues. To be honest,
Your monastery had a bunch of decapitated.
I said
They
they
were
looked
attached to
like
giant
them.
gates.
The architecture's similar, as in it's made from stone.
Perhaps this is a different monastery.
Right. Or perhaps stone is a very.
Yeah,
I mean, that is true. We elves don't tend to use stone all that much.
but this is the same type of stone. Like some stones are grey, some stones are yellowy, sandy colour, like a sandy stone.
A lot of you are going to notice that Christopher appears to have changed a little bit in his mannerisms since the crash. It's almost. He's a little bit on edge for some reason, and it's coming through in the way he's talking, because it's kind of the next thing he turns around and says, so we're now basing it on. Are you saying it's because it's the same?
Well, it's got large statues, and it's the same colour. Looks like the same texture as well from this distance.
Wow, clearly made by the same people. Right.
I didn't say it was made by the same people. I said it looked similar. And it reminded me of home.
Perhaps
Is
more
your-
importantly, we should consider how to open the giant doors.
How are we? Have we actually reached them? Yes.
As you start approaching, you get to the point where you're essentially seeing the same thing that the handout shows. In that you're approaching them now, they're towering above you. The door itself is huge, and it is slightly ajar.
I mean, apparently we.
Oh, marvellous.
Nickel walks in.
This must have been.
That's real.
I was going to ask who wants to go first, but apparently we have volunteers.
Apparently so.
As you walk through, these must have been some kind of land border at one point, or perhaps the wall of an older settlement. As you seem to cross through, and it's just more path leading through the woods. You can, however, see in the distance those with dark vision, because it's a weird, like, the sky is a strange colour. It's like there are some incredibly thick clouds, but it is not exactly night time. It's just very dark. You can see that there is a path, and the forest is starting to clear. You can also start hearing howling within the woods. Unfortunately,
yippee, wolves.
I have not prepared.
Ithaca, because of the sound of the wolves, and she's usually on edge with these sort of things anyway, her hair turns black.
There we go.
And the key around her sort of starts to it's not like she's literally punched something, but she's clearly ready to punch something.
Curse my notoriously poor eyesight.
Don't need to see the. Can you not hear them?
Yes, I'm well aware I can hear them. It would be nice if I could see things in this dim area.
Well, don't you have a torch or anything?
Oh, you know what I mean.
I mean, it could help.
Actually, it's a very good question. Do I actually? I have a torch. I'm getting out a torch.
If you need a torch, I've got a torch or a lantern. I've actually got a bullseye lantern. You can have that if you want.
Oh, marvelous.
What the Jeff is that?
You can hear that in the forest to your south.
That seems rather alarming.
I mean, I now have to stonewall because I've made the mistake of looking in the.
I mean, do we really want to? We've got enough problems as it is.
Yeah, but we've not got much choice. The path goes south, which is where we need to go.
Galadriel doesn't remember being with us.
Why won't it stop? Yeah.
I'll follow your lead.
Yeah, may as well.
Galadriel, can you remember how to fight at all, or?
Yes, I know how to fight. Nevin didn't teach me nothing.
Ithaca smile. Good.
So you'll know that the noises come from the south into the deep forest. Like, you could hear them coming from maybe down here, whereas your path heads over in that direction. Why am I bright pink? That needs to be changed.
It suits you.
No, there we go. That's better. And I'll make my backup one also the same colour, because that way it's not confusing.
If Ithaca begins to move towards, sort of lead through slightly, gonna move, or are we gonna stay here and talk about it all night?
Hey, let's press on.
I said
She looks
I'd follow
around
your
at the
lead.
sky. Evening? Is this evening? Is this night? Is it a dark day?
One problem at a time, I think, maybe.
So as we're walking, right, so Galadriel, you're a druid,
Correct.
yeah? Changing into animals and various bits.
Also correct.
Know a few spells, learnt your trade at...
Also correct. Nevin.
What was his name again?
Nevin.
Did Evan ask you to join some people?
No, the last we were saying that I was going to soon be deployed to meet some people. I suppose it must have already happened.
Yes, no, it has. My name... I'm a liability. This is... He should be a paladin, but clearly now apparently is a warlock. Let's not
No, I'm
worry
still
about
a
that
paladin.
just yet.
Apparently he was an egg
This
at
is
one
me,
point,
she-
so...
You don't just stop
Indeed.
being a paladin. What?
This is Mia. She looks like a human, but and she's a very good sorceress. And she sets on fire with aplomb and with intent. And you've met it.
I have met
I
Ithaca as
set
well.
things
On
on
fire.
fire with intent as well.
Yes, but reckless abandonment.
You didn't complain when I was throwing fire from the flying thing.
I was helping with that.
Yeah, but he seemed to like
Don't- At least I don't burn down buildings.
Going. Caliban.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm struggling to find a connection with Bahamut.
Wait, you
maybe when we get to an inn or a cabin, would you like me to help you meditate?
I mean, maybe. I'm not sure it's going to be that simple though.
Probably not, but it might be worth a try. It'll only take 10 minutes to try anyway.
How much longer will it take us to come to the Iswoods to walk in, SJ? To the edge of the forest.
So as you're kind of approaching the edge of the forest, the trees are thinning. There are still trees either side. The road underneath you is becoming more and more stone. As you're approaching the edge of the forest, you can also start hearing the running of water. And about that point, oh god, I'm gonna have to give you guys tokens. Give me a second. I
What,
don't
you
like.
mean we're not just going to be clones of the big pig bunny?
I could give you all pink bunnies. Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
I'll tell you what. If they came in different colours, you would each be getting one of them, like the fucking Power Rangers.
I'll form the head.
2, 3.
We could do
God.
we could do
Bloody
that. You could
Voltron.
give us one, and we could just give it a color, right? Like that.
Yes.
No.
Right. In fact, I'm going
Based
to.
on the
Based on the
colour of your
colour.
character at the thing at the bottom.
Ah, I'm going to do a
Oh,
thing.
I'm not blue anymore.
Oh noes. Give me a second.
Ah, I can
No, I don't want dynamic lighting for this one. Go away.
If I
Let's see if this works.
I can paint a colour.
There we go. Okay, so
I'm a blue.
there are multiple characters there. I'll give you control of ones that I think look vaguely like you.
oh, I
Oh,
see.
also
When you
tiny.
change your own colour, you ran
Oh no, I changed mine.
your stole.
I kind of knew.
Okay. Why is it
Don't
so
anyone steal
dark
my
here?
colour. My colour.
Does that help, SJ? I've put a token in Discord. And apparently it gives you the actual website. That's not what I wanted to do,
Yes, you are a web link.
even though I drop and drag the file.
Okay, I'm giving you controls
There
of
we
characters
go.
that I think. See, I had some prepared. I just was not.
That helps.
Which one?
If it doesn't. Yeah.
That one's going to be Christopher. Yeah. So there were really not a great selection. You guys are all very strange people.
I mean, it could help if I dropped the human disguise if you want to put a tiefling on there.
You know what? That was even harder to find.
Oh, sorry.
And that one's gold for now. Well, not gold. Sorry, that's Galadriel.
Call it gal.
Don't sue us. Okay, there. Okay, you should all have control of a character.
I'm so tiny.
I
Yay.
can't.
Not I.
I can't. I don't have a. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, now I've got a shield.
Yeah, it's the only one that looked closely enough to Christopher. Like getting throwing in a silver dragonborn to be the platinum one works pretty well, but
Works fine, yeah.
the rest of you, Mia, you've got the one holding a fireball because of course you do.
Wait, what's up with the squares on this?
Yeah, they don't match at all. In fact, I'm going to turn them off. Boop.
Cool. Yeah. That's better.
It's easier, so it's not distracting.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, let me reveal more of an area. So, as you're walking through the forest, you start getting to the point where the trees start thinning out. You can see some of the... You can see what looks to be a town or a village in the distance. And as you're walking along the road, you find...
Wait, are we looking north or south?
North, because you are on the furthest south you can be.
Okie dokie, cool.
Well, you're
So
kind
I was
of...
walking backwards.
Realistically, you are currently facing west. So
Okay.
up on the screen is a west, if that's helpful. And yeah, there is a body lying in the middle of the
Sure,
road.
totally.
Torn to pieces.
Where's my distance?
Oh, I wouldn't bother using distance on this map.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna see, could Ithaca,
think actually-
as Ithaca can see him, can she reach him?
Oh yeah, totally. I think actually you all need to be a bit bigger. I think it's put you on the map as
Big.
Leave Caliban.
Yeah, okay, leave it aside. I'm so tiny.
It's the
Well,
new
he
kid.
isn't.
Just in time for Christmas, it's the new kid's toy. Paladin in your pocket.
Paladin pocket.
Yes.
Okie
Well,
dokie.
he is
As
a
we-
dwarven dragonborn.
As we start heading towards up this wall, on seeing the body, I'm going to pull out my sword, and from it, because it's still obviously got all those abilities, I will cast Detect Good and Evil by using one of the sword charges.
Give me a second.
While you're doing that, Ithaca's already charging halfway off to check that the peasants are still alive.
Okay.
This one's shred.
It's only 30 feet.
30 feet.
Why not? Yeah. I've still got that up as well, by the way.
Ah, yes, the aura. Yeah, no, you can't. You cannot detect anything of that type in the area.
That's no good. Sure.
But I will say,
Oh, aye.
oh my god, you've got double auras now. I will say that everyone can roll me a perception check. We'll see how this works. Okay. Okay.
We are.
Wow!
Say,
Caliban may
Caliban's
just
looking.
save all your asses here.
The one with the negative.
The one with the negative to his
Your
perception.
passive is higher than your roll.
That's great. 11, 11, 11, 10, 17. Okay. I will say, Caliban, as Ithaca is approaching the body, you spot some movement in the trees just to the right of where they are, about here. Very faint, very careful, very delicate movement.
Where is that? Sorry, I don't think I saw you ping.
Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong thing.
Oh.
Here.
Oh, there, right. Okay.
Like really, relatively close. You see some faint movement, some tree limbs move slightly.
I'll like do a loud whisper. I go, Ithaca! Ithaca!
stage whisper.
Oh, shit.
Shite.
It's too late.
Ithaca. They don't attack you initially. They move out onto the street. Two large werewolves, growling, snarling, held big, strong and muscular, but held bent over, their knuckles almost dragging on the ground as they move towards you slowly, sniffing the air.
Ithaca growls in return.
Fuck.
Big wolves.
Big bipedal wolf.
Shoot!
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Shoot!
I don't think that's going to work. That's
How dare you tell me to shoo? One of them growls.
Hi, you speak? Hello. Yeah. Didn't think you could speak. My apologies.
Big talking.
You okay? Hi. My name's Ithaca. This body yours?
Traitor.
I'm a traitor? This is a traitor?
Moron.
Okay, so I'm a moron?
That one's
or this is a moron?
There is movement coming from the sides as you can see normal wolves. Well, I say normal. They're pretty big for wolves, but they are relatively normal wolves start creeping out of the forest. Extraordinarily well organised. But not bipedal, at least.
Dials?
Possibly.
Ithaca puts her hand in a bag on her belt.
Oh, God. Okay. They kind of both of the werewolves tense up, almost as if they're ready to pounce.
Are we talking, or are you going to like I've shown no aggression towards you, and you're doing a growl. Are we allowed to go through, or are you going to try and stop us? Ithaca's demeanour now changing slightly from a little bit sort of coy, playful, into a little bit more sort of stern, as you guys will now see the key around her. What do you want?
You are in his lands. We do not know you.
Well, maybe you should try rather than trying to surround us.
That's a loud noise, whoever's doing that.
We have not struck you, and unless you try to attack us, I at least have no intention to.
One of them moves slightly closer to you. Crouch down a little more, not like it's going to attack, but it's like sniffing in your direction. They're here. They've been summoned. The other one kind of backs off a little, and there's a guttural laugh coming from him. Then maybe we return to base. Let them stumble.
Oh, we're pretty good at that. We've survived every other time so far, so I think stumbling's in our favour.
We shall leave you be. Strange creatures.
Ithaca bows. Thank you.
Excuse me, Paul, just before you go, do you know what the closest tavern is?
So one of them has started moving away. The other one has moved away and then stops and turns back. Oh, this one has guts. Keep going along this path. You'll find the town of Barovia. And
Okay.
when you are ready, we'll be to the northwest. We have trouble to deal with. And then if they're not impeded, they're going to turn and start moving away. They move out through the forest that way, unless anyone's trying to stop them.
Nope.
I
Not for
fireball
me.
them. No, I don't.
Wait, what?
Once they appear to have left, Ithaca wants to look at the tracks in the ground, just to get a vision for sort of maybe how they'll move and things like that. Not to specifically do anything with it right now,
Yeah.
which is
So
might come in useful.
the werewolves start moving off, and you'll see they kind of lumber into the forest with a weird, uncomfortable gait. And as they start breaking into the trees, they drop down onto all fours and start sprinting off into the darkness. As they do that, the direwolves start moving closer. They don't seem to be leaving.
Oh, shit.
I'm still laughing as a werewolf.
I have a plan.
Guys, I've had a really bad day. I could do without a fight.
Where the
As-
fuck is...
As those werewolves are, would you? This is a G question. As they are humanoids, would you say if you could shift into one of them, or would you say that the werb curse prevents me from doing so?
You would not be able to shift into a werewolf.
Okay.
If you see their human forms, you'd be able to copy that pretty well, but no, not the werewolf side.
Okay. That was the question.
Yep, that's fine. Yes, so the direwolves are creeping in and they are crouching, ready to attack. Could everyone please roll me some initiatives? Yay!
Oh, that's this D6 that's for my sword. So you know.
Oh,
Your sword
oh,
initiative?
oh, yeah, no,
No,
that's
no.
fair.
Yeah.
His sword does a thing. Oh, thank you for not working pen. That is useful.
Which I've now stays the same.
Yes, currently.
Don't worry, I think you posted it.
You did accidentally post it earlier.
Oh, rip.
Is that music too loud? Let me turn that down a little bit.
A little bit.
Galadriel, Christopher, Caliban, Mia, and go. Oh no, there's Ithaca's. 19. Oh wait, we need one from Mia. Still. Sarah, are you there?
No!
She rolled.
Cody's
Oh.
internet's dropped, apparently.
She's on her way back. Right, we will.
No, she rolled the 11, man.
Oh,
I think
did you?
For some reason, Ithaca rolled.
No, it didn't.
But she has rolled. Has she? Oh yeah, no, the early perception. Sorry. Yeah, you. I was misreading why there's.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, Mia's the only one who hasn't thing, but she usually goes last anyway. So I'm going to turn that music down some more. It's annoying the piss out of me. Mia's going to go last, and I will roll for the beautiful puppers who actually have character sheets. Boop. Oh, initiative of 12, which means they are going last. Okay. You've all kind of seen the wolves creeping in, which is why they don't get the drop on you. So, we'll start with our druid. Galadriel, go for it.
Hey! I love alert. It just when it works, it decides to work. Galadriel goes, well, this is frightfully inconvenient, and decides to cast, what's it called? Conjure woodland beings, which is essentially conjure animals, except for fey creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would like to summon 8 blink dogs, please.
8 blink dogs.
I want all the doggos.
Okie dokie.
Are they poppers or popperinos?
Oh, this is a big question. Oh, I am not qualified to answer this.
Isn't it really good? Isn't it really good, SJ, when you've got someone who can do that and pre-warns you that they're going to summon 8 things?
Yes.
Love you.
Right. Your blink dogs are going to be ghosty. Control. Oh, this is why I never play a fucking summoner druid. Controlled by Galadriel and SJ and Pi. Okay, what's their HP and AC?
HP is 22, AC is 13.
Okie dokie, I'll put them into the green and blue, that way you've got a HP bar. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 ghost dogs. There you blink dogs.
8 ghost dogs, everybody. Cool.
So when the dogs
It's gonna be
appear,
Galadriel's turn because I don't need to do anything else at that point.
when the dogs appear, you will have Galadriel would have summoned these kind of creatures before. Normally, when you summon them, they look like woodland spirits, but doggos. They're kind of almost scaly, and they have moss and vines embedded in their skin. These do not look like that. When you summon them, they are essentially skeletal creatures with a faint ghostly aura making up their skin. They do not look like they normally do when you summon them.
Also, welcome back, Cody. Okay. So it's end of Galadriel's turn. I'm assuming we're going to keep the same initiatives for me and the things, right?
Yes.
SJ?
Yep, they go after you.
Cool. In which case, so the Blink Dogs have a teleport ability with a recharge of 4 to 6. Because I'm new to this, does it mean they get the 1 now and they have to, after that, 4 to 6 to recharge it?
Yep.
Or is it just, you get it if you do it 4 to 6 now?
No, you get it, and then after you've used it once, you roll a d6, and if they get a 4 to 6, it recharges.
Cool. For simplicity's sake, for having to not roll 8 times, I'm going to do 1 for all of them in future.
Okay. Yep. If they all use it, obviously.
Which they are all about to.
Okie dokie.
Basically, there are 8 wolves. It seems 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can teleport. The Blink Dogs can teleport up to 40 feet.
Yep.
Is it possible to move them all so they're all in front of a scary creature?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they could just walk it, but that's fine
I mean,
too.
they could walk it, but it's called pizzazz.
Okie dokie. Each one of your Blink Dogs. Boomp. 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 Kind of almost making a protective barrier between you guys and the wolves. Bamf.
Well, there goes my initial plan to murder 2 of those on the first part of my round.
It's okay, you can murder the Blink Dogs, they're fine.
And then, after the teleport, they can make a bite attack. So I now need to roll 8 bites. So, they're going to be...
We'll go clockwise. Let's start with the left and go clockwise.
Yeah, that'll do it. 1, 2,
Oof.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The 12 misses. Apart from that, which is, I believe, this one here. So I'm going to mark him with a red dot. He misses. The rest of them all hit, and obviously the one that rolled a natural 20 gets a critical.
Nice. So it's that much damage, and then they get. I always forget about this. They get this. The one that got the critical gets a 6.
Okie dokie. The one
So
that gets
not much in the way of damage, but
yeah. So they all take. Thank you, Pisky, for noting that 20. So they all take 2 damage, apart from the one that does the crit, which does 3 damage instead.
thank you.
Which is also, Cody. We're hearing your typing super loud, which it wasn't before, which is very strange.
It's code.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
Yeah, no, we can't.
I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's its AC. Don't change that. Okay, they all take 2 damage, and it is Christopher's turn. Apart from that one, it takes 3. Yeah. That one doesn't take any. So, Christopher, is your turn. Hello?
You.
Nearest one. Eldritch Blast.
Go for it. Natural. Oh no! Yeah, no. Natural 1, and an 87 on the critical fumble table.
Oh.
Is this the first one of the night?
It is.
I think so.
The first one in Ravenloft.
dear. Oh no.
Oh.
Also, do you want me to roll initiative? Real quick?
I have already put you in, I'm afraid.
Oh, have you? Okay, this is fine. Is it last?
It is last, because, you know.
Maybe.
Can you roll me a d10, please, Christopher?
Because last is my place.
A 9. Oh, nothing. Nothing happens to you. You're absolutely fine. And you obviously hit with one of those Eldritch Blasts, so go ahead and do me some damage. 3 points of damage. Cool. I don't know if you're talking or not, but I can't hear you if you are. Just so you're aware.
I was being silent.
That's okay, cool. That's absolutely fine. Okie dokie. If you don't... would you like to do anything else, Christopher? Steve?
I am going to back up and...
Okie dokie. Ithaca, that brings us to you. It is our resident monk's turn.
Behind this naughty boy here, and I'm going to smack it in the face.
Bad doggo. Go for it.
Well, in its butt.
Bad doggo, bad.
But, yep. 3 hits.
Awoo. Okay, so
No, that's what they say.
there. So it
The butt face.
is 4, I think. I think it's d6 plus 4. We will find out if it's not.
8, 7.
4, 16.
That
Some
is
damage.
23 points of damage.
23.
Boom.
Woo.
Ithaca quickly moves around the weird spectral looking blink dog and just starts wailing on the hindquarters of this dog. And that's a sentence I never want to say again. Just...
Add to quotes.
Oh god, what wailing on the hindquarters of this dog? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Just a nice spinning flourish of the staff, crack, crack, and then like almost a double palm into the back of this creature. It lets out a horrid yelp and skids a little bit in the ground. And there you go, Ithaca. Caliban, it'll be your turn.
I will reach for my holy symbol, and then as I do, my eyes will sort of glaze over, and my sword appears in my hand and points at this doggo here and fires 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Not that you're a warlock.
Damn.
Oh shit! Warlocks suck.
33 on the critical fumble. Thank you for... Oh, and Pisky, there's another one for you. 33. Okay. Okie dokie. You basically stumble and are prone. And your second one misses as well. This is new power to you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
with your first one, you hold out your hand and just naturally the energy erupts from you. The first one, a dark red colour. The second one, a sickly green colour. The dark red one knocks you off balance, and the second one knocks you to the ground, and you're lying prone now. You may still use your movement, though, because you haven't moved yet.
I mean, I'll use my movement to get up and sort of head here-ish to protect these guys.
Okie dokie.
That's good.
And that brings us on to Mia's turn.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
For some reason, my character sheet had screwed with my stats, so I didn't include it in the macro. Can you add 4 points of damage to the
Oh, yeah.
the damage that I did because of the fact that
Agonize and blast.
it should do bonus?
Yep, no worries. I'll take 4 off of that doggo. There you go. Okie dokie.
I was like, why is that not in there? And apparently, I only had 3 Eldritch. I think.
Well. No, good shout. That's fair. Mia, that brings us on to your turn.
Okie dokie.
And then it's all the
Awesome. I'm not doing anything. Shh. Yep. Okay.
Kill all the blink
Sense
dogs.
it on. Right here.
Okay.
Fireball!
Okie dokie, that will
Do the
hit.
thing. Getting these 4 doggos.
That will hit those 4 doggos and those 4 blink dogs.
Yeah. 36. They need to make dex saving throws.
They do indeed. Doodles,
No
can
one
your
gives a shit about the blink dog.
Doodles, can your blink dogs make a dex saving throw, please?
Cool. How many are we rolling it for?
4 of them, but
Just
just
four of them.
just make the 1 and it'll count for all 4. That's what I
Yeah.
do with my wolves. My wolves
Awesome.
made shit. My wolves rolled a 5, so they
Yeah,
take
no.
full damage. And I believe
Yeah,
the blink
and
dogs.
Doodles, they take half.
Cool.
Boop,
Because it was a DC 17.
boop, boop, boop. As those 4 wolves are fried, there's a horrible stench of burning fur and horrible howling as these wolves are immolated. The blink dogs take part of the blast of damage. Some of the trees around are set on fire. Thankfully, the trees are well spread out here, so that shouldn't spread. But yeah, that was pretty rough on them. And for a moment, there's a couple of crows flying overhead, and there's a lightning flash, and it almost, for a moment, people that are present, it looks like a face is staring down at you from the sky. And
Can you
that's
tell what the face looks like?
it's just an instant flash of dark eyes, a quite pointed nose, quite an intense brow, thin features, high cheekbones, but it's just a flash. It's almost like the lightning flash and it's gone, so it's very hard to notice.
Sounds cute.
And then the wolves move to attack. They are going to all try and this one's going to move to here, which stays in the blink dog's range of threat, so it doesn't get an attack of opportunity. And the 2 are going to attack Ithaca. 1, 2. 21 and a 16. Oh, Ithaca's gone for the minute. Ah, shit.
21 hits.
Okay, cool.
16 does not.
Okay, for 10 points of piercing damage. The other 2 are going to attack their blink dogs.
The blink doggos.
No. They'll be fine.
For a 20 and a critical hit.
Oof.
So, this blink doggo here takes 10 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
This one down here takes 15 points of damage.
Oofed. Cool.
Okie dokie. And that's all their turns. So that'll bring us to the top of the round, which will be Galadriel. And then the blink dogs.
Cool. I'm going to move up. I was picking the wrong character sheet for a second. I'm going to move up to probably about, just say in the middle. Let's go with that. And for my bonus action, I'm going to cast Magic Stone. So basically, I get to make a magical pebble, which I then put in a slingshot and then fire at. Let's go with the top doggo.
Top doggo. Yep.
So that is a... Ooh,
A natural 20.
Nice.
So that'll be a critical hit. That's another natural 20. That's pretty good. Your natural 20s are now balancing out your natural ones tonight. We'll have a quick break when this battle is over.
cool. There's that, and then the critical damage on top.
Okie dokie. So that will double the force. That's 8 plus 2 is 10 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay. As you conjure the stone and it appears in your hand, it's creepy. It's almost like it's a skull looking up at you from in your own palm. But you dismiss it quickly and fire it. Just getting it away from you is probably a good thing.
Having seen that go, ah! Which is why it's like...
And it's now your blink dog's turn.
Cool. Recharge on the teleport. I do not get. It's okay. They're probably going to walk.
That is
So,
an accurate thing to do.
I would like to get the blink dogs to whichever one is closest to them. So the top one's probably going to go to there. Actually, no, yeah, let's mirror it if I can.
You can move them, dude. I've given you control of all of them.
Okay. Whoop. There you go. Nom that one. You can nom that guy. You can nom that guy. And you can nom that guy. Cool. This is gonna be... Alright, okay. So now they're gonna go attack. Use that. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Remember
7,
your advantage.
8. Oh god, I'm gonna have to do that 16 times now.
Basically, just roll the advantage if you miss. That's probably gonna make your life.
Yeah, I'd go if it's lower than 14, re-roll it for advantage. So make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make 5 rolls.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, all but 1 hits.
Cool.
So 1 on the top dog misses, all the rest of them will hit.
6 plus 1.
But yeah. Okay. 3 points of damage. Once there. Twice there for 6. Oh, that doggo dies. Rick. 6 there. And 6 there. There we go. Okie dokie. As the blink dogs begin ripping apart the dire wolves. And it is now Christopher's turn. Unless...
Apparently my
Glad I
character
wanted to
sheet
know.
was all over the show. I've had to update things.
That's okay.
Sorry, is God.
No, he's done. Go for it. She's done at the moment.
Southernmost dog.
Both of those will hit. For 17 points of damage. As both Eldritch Blasts careen into the wolf, the dire wolf at the south, and there is a horrible crunch as you can hear some ribs snapping from the impact of the blast.
Actually, technically from the east, but there we
You shut your damn mouth.
Accurate. That is true.
Because I've just remembered north is west. Up is
Go
this
west.
one.
Do, 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 do.
I thought you said Weast.
Why did you
Yes.
just draw a pair of boobs?
The
If the boobs you're seeing look like that,
looking at.
Jesus Christ!
Dude.
I'm telling Ellie what you said about her. Okie dokie. So yes, what was I doing?
That.
Yeah. So he's taken 17 points of damage. Bit of a crunch, and then it is Ithaca's turn.
Ethel's gonna turn around and bash the. Whoosh.
Okie dokie.
Poop the snoot.
All 3 of them hit.
Do they all hit?
Yeah, they all hit.
Do they all hit?
Yes, they all hit. Sorry, am I breaking up for you guys?
Yeah, a little bit.
Let me reconnect. See, that is the advantages for you lovely people at home. Okay, let's try this again. Yes, all of those hit. 10, 19. Okay. The staff comes down on the creature's muzzle, knocking it away from the blink dog. You hit it again in the stomach with the staff, and then a final really hard kick sends it crashing into a tree, and it crumples to the ground.
Oh, woo. If that was the final blow, people would notice life energy or whatever coming from that dog towards Ithaca.
It does indeed, although it looks different from how it usually does. Normally when the energy flows into you, it's like a burst of almost like your high energy. This time it's almost like a sludgy creeping along the ground, like the Venom symbiote crawling from the dog into your body. It's horrifying to watch, but you feel the same rush of energy that you normally do. So yeah, it just looks fucking creepy. And then it's Caliban's turn. I mean, obviously you can move
The
Ithaca, but
Caliban will probably, on having such a bad time with the Eldritch Blast last time, will get to familiar territory and go in there and just swing with the sword.
yeah, go for it.
I think it takes a moment to
Bruh.
wave as Caliban comes over.
Mhm.
A 22 and a 28.
Yep,
which I
both
assume-
of those will definitely hit.
First one deals 18. I can technically reroll those two. Hang on. 6. Both of those. So minus 3 is 15 plus 6, 21.
21
The
points
first
of
hit.
damage for the first one. It is still alive, but it's looking very bad. Oofed.
6 for that one. So that's 19.
And with that, the second swipe of the sword, the first one, you manage to catch it in the jaw, cleaving its mouth open so that its lower jaw kind of hangs a bit. Your second one, take the top half of the jaw straight off, the creature crumples to the ground. There is now only one doggo left. And it is Mia's go, unless Caliban would like to move or do something
No,
different.
I've used my movement.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Cool. Right. One doggo left. I shall throw a firebolt. Because that is what I do. Right. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
if it works. 19?
That will hit.
Yeah. For 11 points of fire damage.
A bolt of fire flies from Mia's hand, moving past the creepy-looking skeletal blink dogs, crashing into the wolf, and with a singe of fur and a horrible little howl, the creature falls to the ground, dead. And
Well, that was unfortunate.
that, as they say, is that.
Did you say break now?
Yeah, we'll have a quick 5-minute break. Everyone go grab drinks and stuff. And then, as we come back, we'll be approaching the village of Barovia. Everyone at home, love your faces. Everyone in the party, you are awesome. BRB, you lovely, lovely people.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hello, wonderful people. I am back, and I'm going to check in with my party and make sure they're all back. But how are you doing? How are you finding it so far? You say you made a Tarrasque as a character? Oofed. We became an out-troop and have sent Erotica. May have sent Erotica as a Tiamat and Avernus. Oh my god! Uther! And thank you for the follow, OPJP? Oh my god. Don't tease Tiamat, dude. Don't tease Tiamat, it's never a good time. Okay, let's dive in and let's see how the party are doing. Hello.
Hi. Came into a really weird conversation.
What
It's
have I
amazing.
missed? Oh no.
We were talking about Scooby-Doo's lineage.
Yes. Scooby-Doo is a pedigree Great Dane, apparently.
There is a lot of Scooby-Doo fan extended.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm not going to read into it because it would take too long.
At least.
Well,
And
okay.
apparently Scooby's real name is Scoob.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Well, I've just learned something. if I automatically reconnect, I can't hear anybody unless they connect after.
Huh.
Hence why I could only hear one person speaking. I was like, ah.
Well, that's interesting. Can you hear everyone again now?
Yeah. I assumed that was the case because you were talking and so was Cody, and then no, I was like, hey, I'm only hearing like two parts of this conversation.
Do you want me to go back through the entire limit?
Yeah,
You know what?
do it.
I think I'm okay.
You sure?
Okay,
It's thrilling.
I can't even. Okay, so as we pick up, the party have defeated the group of direwolves that the werewolves left behind. They
Crispy nuggos.
shush that up, and I can unmute this one. They start heading back through the forest, and as they do, they start approaching the village of Barovia. Now, in the distance, it looks to be a relatively small town compared to some of the places you guys have been used to. But it also appears that you can even before you get to the town itself, you can see that a lot of the houses are like boarded up. And yeah, so the dense fog is kind of constricting some of your view, but once you start getting the cobblestones seem to be getting a little bit more organized, tall shapes start looming out of the fog, and you realize they're village dwellings. The windows of all of them are pools of darkness. Absolute complete silence grips this place, apart from a faint, mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets. Just a gentle sob. Female sounding, hard to tell, but a crying woman.
Hello? Hello?
No answer.
Anybody here? We're not gonna eat you.
I mean,
We're not going to eat you.
now they're going to wonder why we did that as risk.
Well, considering we've just faced a bunch of things that looked like that they really wanted to eat us, I thought that was a good thing to say.
Perhaps a little bit on the nose. Although
But
at that point,
isn't hello, I'm not going to eat you the first thing something that's going to eat?
I'm with Chris on this.
I mean,
I suppose in that point you should probably get rid of the ravenous blink dogs, and then dismisses all of the blink dogs, so that way it's on the record. Because it's not having to roll 8 things.
that is legit, and all the blink dogs vanish from existence. And I'm going to pop you guys onto a new map.
Is anyone else's magic, by the by, working a bit differently?
Really?
I mean, I understood that you were a different case anyway, must think about that.
Mine seems fairly normal.
No, my key is okay.
Fair enough. Keep an eye on it, but I think it's been a bit weird. Still works the way it should do,
Yeah.
but just a bit.
So, also, as we're approaching into the town, I'm going to drop the hat of many disguises thing and go back to my normal tiefling self.
Okay.
Oh, that's better. And I'm gonna stuff the hat into my bag. Just in case.
Gladriel jumps and is like, is anyone else here not some sort of weird shapeshifter? I feel weird being the only one.
But I can shape.
But no, you.
Mine was caused by magic. This is me, normal.
That's fair.
I was wearing a disguise.
SJ, are we in the village proper now, or are we still on the outskirts?
If you guys have continued walking while you've been chatting, then yeah, you start making your way.
Because just before we got in there, I do kind of want to turn around. What on earth is happening to you?
I don't know. Can't
That-
call on Bahamut's power anymore. I
No,
don't know
but
why.
you're calling on the power.
Honestly, I don't know.
Caliban, that's my time.
Don't know what to tell you.
And where the hell that bipedal wolf said that we were going somewhere? He gave the place a name.
Wasn't it Barovia or something like that?
Barovia. Oh,
Barovia, yeah.
good, yeah.
Where the I've not heard of it.
Neither have I.
I don't believe it rings a bell.
At least.
I will ask Yao Gui if he's heard of it.
None of this is in my knowledge, and something is very wrong here. Yao Gui, for the first time since you've ever known to speak to him,
Oh shit!
sounds
Does
a
he
little
sound
scared. He does sound a little scared, yes. Yao Gui sounds scared.
Scary sort of scared. Scary sort of scared.
Okay.
Did you say that out loud, by the way?
Scary sword of scare.
No. When you were speaking, yeah, I agree. When you asked him where we are, did you ask him out loud? Right. Okay.
Yes, I totally
But
said scary sort of scared.
But I have asked everyone out loud, do we know where that place is? But I've then asked the same question.
Telepathically to yours.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we are either. And I don't think he likes this. And I'm inclined. Can we still hear a cry?
Yeah, I haven't put it on the soundtrack, but yeah, there's a faint woman crying still. And there's no other sounds really. Like I've got a nice backing track, but realistically, there is no sound other than the woman crying. Which is, I mean, it seems like that's coming from a fair bit away, but it's echoing through the streets because everything is so quiet. You've just got...
to walk further into the town.
Feel free. As you get to
Yeah,
about
following.
as you get to about this intersection here, you can see to the north, about here, there's a small girl and a little boy in the road.
Ithaca's going to take one or two steps sort of in the direction. You two okay? Do you need help?
They both look up. I mean, you're about 80 feet away from this point, so you can see them, but you're a fair distance away. They look up towards you, but don't seem to react any more than that.
Ithaca's just going to quite slowly walk, not slowly as in dawdle, but slowly as in I'm not running towards you and I look like I'm going to murder you kind of slowly.
Walk up to him in the manner of the shard catcher from Chitty.
Okay, as you start approaching, you hear the faint giggle of the children, and then they run into this house here.
Ithaca's going to stop outside the house
Okay,
and be like,
creepy.
this is quite ominous.
As you get closer to the house, you see that the door is boarded up. The windows are dark. There is still you hear the giggle of the children inside, and the boards fall off the door.
Is the road that we're walking on, is this solid stone? Is it dirt? Is it mud?
It's cobblestones.
I ask. Okay. There was boards on this door, now there isn't. I have not removed them.
They're on.
Yeah, they went when it got here. They are now. And I
Did you
didn't
see
do
them
it.
fall off?
It appeared so after the children ran into the building. Ithaca's
Why?
hair is a little bit white at the moment.
Oh, it could have been as they slammed the door, they must have been loose and just fell off.
How can they slam a door Or if the boards are in the way of the door.
Oh.
That is a very interesting question.
Ithaca sort of playing with her hair at the moment, quite nervously. I think, maybe, possibly, they might have went through the boards, and then the boards fell off.
Possibly.
If the rest of us are still, Christopher is just gonna. I'm not particularly fond of it. I'm just gonna try and get. And I'm gonna. If that's all right with you, Ash.
Sorry, can you refresh, please, Phil? I'm really struggling to hear anything. I'm just getting fragments of words.
Is that any better?
Oh yeah, much.
Mm-hmm.
Discord is a pain in the ass. I wish it would, because I've got it open and it's never showing less than 3 bars. So I'm not. Whereas previously, when we've had problems, I'm like, well, this looks awful. There's no indication that I've got a problem. Right. So to rephrase that, obviously, Ithaca has walked slightly north.
Yep.
I'm still in section with the others.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, as much as I don't like this place, I kind of think we should get a bit of a better look. I'll be right back. And then I would like to polymorph into an owl.
Okie dokie. Give me a second. I'll give you an owl so you can move around separate from the party.
I am going to just do a bit of a circuit of the area and see if I can see anybody out and about.
And Christopher. There you go, Christopher. You have control of the owl. The rest of the party, out of curiosity, Ithaca's gone up to this building here. Where are the rest of you? Are you still at the intersection? Have you gone with Ithaca? It's about. I mean, if every square on this map is about 40 feet of distance. So if you're staying back here, talking to Ithaca is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
I'll move up towards Ithaca then.
Yeah,
Ithaca.
same. I guess we've all gone with Ithaca.
Cool. Okay, in that case, I'll put you guys up there. And Christopher, you're free to explore with the owl. Are you just doing like a circuit of the town, just looking around?
Pretty much.
Okie dokie.
Looking out. Obviously, being an owl, I'm not exactly completely stealth.
Yeah.
But just doing an overfly to look for groups of people. I know you've just shown me everything, but I doubt I will have left the confines of the town itself.
Yep.
But I would have noted this building up here, but I won't have flown over the graveyard because I'm not an idiot.
Yep, that's fine.
But yeah, it's more. Can I see anyone congregating? Is there anyone out and about at all?
Okay, so as you're flying around the town, I'm going to give you a general overview, and then I'll get back to the party. Essentially, I'm going to give you some places of note that you will be able to see. In fact, I may mark them on the map. E1 that you can see on the map now is what appears to be some kind of shop. There is a faint light in the window. It does seem like there is someone here, and there is a general goods kind of sign outside. The large building to the north here that I will mark E2. There are some noises coming from in there. There is a large set of double doors. There is light coming from inside, and it does seem to be a tavern. There are some people definitely in here. The faint crying that you can hear that seems to echo throughout the entire town, just because of the valley-like structure of the streets, seems to be coming from this building down here, which I'm also. I guess I'll mark that one as well. So E3 seems to be where the crying is coming from. There is a large mansion to the south of the crossroads down here. I've marked E4. This building is strange, set apart. There are a lot of trample marks around the outside of the area. scratches and like scorch marks surround the walls. It's like this house in particular has come under attack. The windows are all boarded up. A lot of the glass upstairs is shattered, and there is some light coming from here as well. You said you haven't flown over the graveyard, but you would notice that the building attached to it is a church, and there's light in there also. So that's at E5. And like to the north of town, kind of overlooking the entire town, almost keeping the town almost in a bit of a shadow, is a large cliff face, at the top of which seems to be a castle, like looking almost directly down over the town. But it's high enough that it would take you time to fly up there, and it probably isn't for the best, you'd imagine. So there you go, that's most of the town.
So, very quickly to recap, E1 shop, E2 pub, E3 crying, E4 manor that's been under attack, E5 church.
Yep.
Thank you. And
No
obviously
worries.
it's going to take me some to do that, so I'll come back to the others at some point.
And I'll mark E7 being the place where you guys are currently. So, yes, so you're still outside the house. The boards that have fallen off, you can still see that there are nails in the almost rotted wood of the door frame. But for the rest of you, other than Ithaca, there doesn't seem to be any signs that these were attached to the walls at all.
So, Ithaca, to reiterate the conversation which we were totally all having, because we were all totally declared that we were all following you.
Totally.
These people seem to go through the door, is what you're implying.
Yes.
Well, there's one way to verify that. Hey, SJ,
Yeah.
can I roll survival to see if fresh footprints are going into the direction of the door?
You are absolutely welcome to roll survival.
Hooray, I'm actually using skills.
Damn! A 22 on survival. So, as you... Oh, I need to move that on the screen a bit. As you look for the footprints, obviously it's very difficult to find any on cobblestone, but as you approach the house, there's like thick layers of dirt and grime on the steps leading up to the door. The door itself doesn't seem to have been disturbed. There are no footprints, no sign of any life whatsoever.
Huh.
And you definitely would have seen
it's-
the children as well, like although you're far
Yeah,
away.
would have seen them. Yeah, no, but they were further. Weird words.
Yes.
Glatriel goes, I think Ithaca may be right. There doesn't seem to be any indication that this door has been used.
Usually I would like that sentence, but does mean we might have to go and look into the house.
Do we, though?
Well, you don't have to do anything technically, but
Technically.
Yes, Chester. Technically. Well, I mean, we were looking for a tavern first, right?
Indeed.
So maybe we should continue on with that and worry about the totally real children later.
Perhaps. Hey,
Or
Peppy,
we-
but the
Oh.
tavern will still be there in 10 minutes. This has happened now.
Ithaca, to be truthful, you desperately want to go into this house. Because it sounds like you, even though you're a little bit scared, you kind of want to see inside.
Yep, I'm here for stories. This seems like it could be a really good story.
I thought you were here because you had nothing better to do.
Well, yeah, but stories is nothing better to do.
And to be fair, technically I'm here because I have nothing better to do. Let's put it to a vote. Who wants to go in?
I mean, I'd rather not, but if everyone else is going,
Okay, I think I just open the door.
okay, we're doing this. Fine.
The door itself opens without much of an issue. It doesn't seem like it was locked, and it swings
Oh.
open without much of a problem.
Hello.
It's
We
dark
have
inside.
checked the house.
Just by saying hello.
There's a faint giggling from like when you open it up. There is a small the words. When you open it up, there is a small foyer kind of area, and like it's just like a small section of hallway before there's another set of double doors. No one seems to be in this bit, but you can hear children giggling on the other side of the double doors.
I'm going to very gently open the double doors unless somebody interjects.
Hey, you're here for stories.
By all means, let's get on with the show.
Okay, Ithaca slowly opens the double doors. Hello.
Christopher, at this point, you'll be catching up to the house. Are the rest of the party standing outside, or are they going in with Ithaca? Because there
If
is...
he goes in, I'll follow him. Well,
Okay.
I'll wait for Christopher first, actually.
I'll follow Ithaca in.
Okay.
Following Ithaca.
Okay.
You know, SJ.
Sorry, say that again?
SJ, did you see my...
I did indeed. Your flyby, this isn't a massive town. You kind of went as they were approaching and then
Oh,
discussing.
damn it, so you're going to make me come back for this bullshit then, aren't you? All right, okay.
You're arriving basically as at this exact point, so he's already gone in, and there's a few people kind of hovering around the door.
I wanted them all to be murdered by the ghost children.
TDK on the first day.
In which case, despite my whisper saying my flyby is going to take longer than this dumb bullshit, I will land next to Caliban and turn.
Okie dokie. There is a
I found.
Go ahead.
Alright. Well, apparently we're chasing some ghost children into a house rather than going to a pub. So, after you, I guess.
I'm just trying to find out. Okay.
Good talk.
I don't know how to. I don't know. Do we need someone to stand guard? Because I will quite happy
No,
do that.
let's just go
As
in.
in go into the house to chase.
You're not going in to chase the ghost children?
I mean no.
Alright.
I've
You
only
can stay
recently
here
stopped
then,
being a
and I'll go and
I
chase the
wanna
ghost
like.
children. Yeah.
would do. Fine, enjoy chasing the ghost
I will.
children, Warlock.
Paladin.
Okay.
Unlikely.
Mia, Galadriel, what you up to?
Mhm.
You've just seen this exchange. Are you going in after them or staying out here with?
No, I went after Ithaca.
Okay.
Yeah, we've already gone in after Ithaca.
Okay. You hear everyone who's in the foyer. So Christopher cannot hear this. Yep. You hear a faint whisper. There's a monster in our house. And then there's some crying coming from inside. And the front door slams shut, leaving you in a dark hall, in a bit of a dark hallway, in this entrance to the house, and you essentially get there's two candelabras on the wall that suddenly spring to life, the fire burning, waking up. There is a large portrait that seems to have been scratched to hell. It's a large, fancy frame, but it is very badly damaged, and that is where we're going to stop it. After you get one last image, I'm going to show you a thing. It has a load of writing on it. I'm going to trust you not to look and read the writing. Just look at the picture of the top.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
So don't scroll at all. But that's the children that now you see properly, clearly for the first time, flash into existence in the room, giggle their little faces off, and then vanish again into the darkness. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Okay.
Mistake.
And Christopher is outside!
By everybody but...
Yeah, so we're all re-rolling for next week, right?
Yay!
If I can punch ghosts, you're perfectly fine.
God damn it! Where's my assault gun?
Salt gun.
Yeah, so this is going to be really interesting, as you have congratulations, you have now entered the building called the Death House.
Yay!
Yay!
Not an exaggeration, that's legit a thing. So I better restore the Death House maps that I wasn't expecting to use. Okay.
Sorry, not sorry.
So, Death House is originally planned as a like an introductory building to get people from level 1 to 3. I have scaled it up just in case you guys did go in here. Congratulations, you have gone in here.
Yay!
Yes.
Is there going to be a problem with me not having?
So, at this point, Christopher, I'll give you a choice in the downtime between now and next week, whether you want me to give you a way to get in the house, or if you would like me to take
Or I
you.
go sit in the...
Well, no. What I'll essentially do is, I'll run you an almost separate thing while we're playing. So you'll still be in the game. We'll just be cutting back and forth. So it's up to you how you want to play it. There is a way that I can snap you into the house if that's what you would like.
As a DM, I imagine you would probably prefer not. Do that.
I would very much prefer if you ended up in the house,
back
but
and
I will
forth.
not make you.
Fine, I'll end up in the construction.
Yay!
One of us. One of us.
Get involved in our poor life choices.
Yay!
Only for the sake of the DM. Just having to spend an
Just,
back and from one written adventure to some idiot pissing about in town on his own.
I start a fight in the pub. I then will become king of this town while we're stuck in this house.
Christopher goes shopping.
Get rid of that. There we go. I did that on the wrong screen.
I mean, yeah, I've got quite a bit of gold on me. I can do a shopping.
That is true.
We're all getting murdered.
You are also. I am also going to give you. I'm also going to give you the choice here, Christopher. When we come back next week, you can either have a bit of a jaunt and then be popped into the house, or I can immediately pop you into the house, and it is entirely up to you. There is a way. There is a thing.
I'm going to have a jaunt.
Cool.
I want to go to the pub and go, my idiot friends went into this place, and they go, what's the Death House?
Yeah. It's like,
Go.
wait, what?
Wait, were?
That is legit a thing. Yep, you can absolutely do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I've gathered your things to pop into the Death House map. So yeah, this should be interesting. I'll put you all in there. I'll take Christopher out for now. There we go.
I do love how the majority of the people going in there were like, we'll go in there, have a bit of a giggle, we'll be fine.
So if you want to scroll down to the bottom left of the screen, that you can see whereabouts you've ended up currently.
So is it like one of these haunted houses where if we manage to stay overnight we get like £1 million?
Is the house still made of wood? Because I've still got plenty of materials that can make fire.
It is still made of wood. That is very true.
I am fire.
There we go. Modern problems require modern solutions.
Jeez.
I would like to cast Fireball on the ghosts.
I would like to just cast Fireball on the wall.
They have problems. Oh god.
Maybe I won't.
Probably wise move.
Or a 1 10-foot or a 2
I'm the
30-foot.
responsible one. Apparently. How the hell did that happen?
No idea.
I mean, I know I'm the one that brought that to question. I'm now. Sure.
Why is it because I decided to poke the mist and go into the Death House?
I think I've set it so you can all see the aura that he's emitting now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, cool. So that aura is obviously not a visible thing, but you can feel the effects of it. Can you explain what the aura does for them, Caliban?
The aura give you a +4 to all your saving throws.
Ooh.
So as long as you're within that aura, is that the 10-foot or the 30-foot?
It's 10 foot. The 30 foot was protection. Detect good and evil, which would have won.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll drop that one off for now. So it changes. There you go. So anyone within the red kind of aura that's coming off of him, you get +4 to saving throws when you're making them. If you're outside of that, you do your normal saving throw. I'm going to
For as long as you're considered an ally.
I'll turn up the creepy music.
Oh no.
Make sure my music, which is literally called House on the Hill, is got a loop. There we go.
So what you're saying is we need to betray someone in this house.
Are we playing Betrayal?
Apparently.
Yes.
Also, that creepy piano music, like literally what you're hearing on the track is what you hear in the house. There is every now and again creepy piano music, and
As long as it's not Betrayal Legacy, where we forget to use the fucking helm every.
I haven't tried Legacy yet.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Betrayal Legacy
Yeah.
and the stupid
Yeah,
helm.
that we never use.
Despite the fact it's a mechanic that's supposed to.
So yeah, this is going to be interesting. I very much love this. I was not expecting you guys to go into Death House, so this is going to be fun.
You've met them.
I have, I have indeed. I genuinely though thought it was just going to be they'd see the ghost children, they'd be creeped out, and then they'd like have a quick look and then go nope. Apparently
No,
not.
let's go to the tavern, please.
No,
But
Ithaca
no,
wants stories.
Let's use the character with the low intelligence score to make decisions.
To be fair, you were very much on it. It was interesting, and yeah, now you get to deal with this house. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here, which is slightly early, about half hour early, and then. Oh yeah, no, Uther, don't make me put them in Tomb of Annihilations. That would be really mean. Although I do really want to run that. That was the module I accidentally bought because I forgot I had one-click buying on Amazon.
Rip.
Yeah.
No Amazon, I've got a package here.
I got some packages today as well. I need to open them. I think one of them is a tripod for my phone because Doodles and others have been convincing me to try TikTok.
I've got the wee little spell cards.
Oh yes.
The Arcane spell cards and the Senator's Guide spell cards.
Oh awesome. So I got I have the older ones. I got like the original spell cards for Cleric and Druid because I always forgot, and Bard actually, because Bard was just because I get anything Bard related, but because I could play a Cleric on Tuesday's game and I kept forgetting I prepared spells every day. That's not my usual casting type, so I got them ready so I can scroll through them, and they're really useful. Really useful. So for people at home that can see, like for example the Guidance, which is a spell that all clerics should take and is fucking broken. My guidance cards, my cards look like that. These are my cleric cards, and if you have a look at them, it's got the spell, the casting time. Oh, it's blurry. It's gonna be blurry as shit because my camera's not designed to be focused on that close. It's got the range, components you need, everything you need, and then it tells you a description of the spell. And yeah, you just take the ones you want that day, and you got them. Really useful.
Yeah, the two clerics in Critical Role have just.
Have they?
So have they?
I mean, I totally don't have guidance. What?
Oh yeah, no, of course they have, because they literally stand there and they're like, right, if you're going to make a roll, let us know and pause for a bit before you do it.
Guidance.
And then there was this one point where they were both literally just stood there with hands on each other's shoulders going, guidance, roll, guidance, roll, guidance. It's an extra D4 and it's a cantrip, so you can use it as many times as you want, so why the hell not?
Oh my god. That is broken, yes.
So as long as you've got, like, you're near them and you've got enough time to do the thing before they, you know, do a crazy roll, yeah, guidance adds...
Every freaking skill.
Yep. 1d4 to any ability check of your choice. So, that's crazy. And you can roll the dice before or after making the ability check. So, if you roll it and it's too low, you can then add the d4. So, yeah.
Nice.
Broken.
Yep.
Oh, it is disgusting. Like, especially... It's one of those ones where people didn't really pay much attention to it, and now suddenly it's like, why have we not been, like, using the shit out of this? My Furbolg character for Tuesday's campaign has guidance on lock because it's so fucking good. I just haven't had to use it yet because we do dumb shit.
You've avoided a lot of combat.
It's just I need to change. It's Fizz Rep. I need to send you something in the next couple
Okay.
of days. I
Phil
have plans,
doing
and it won't
bullshit
change
things with
a
his characters. What?
Oh no. Is Toby coming back?
lot. Well, my Tuesday one, I think you'll find, is actually quite a sensible grown-up.
Yeah, that is true. He's a lore bard, and he's been very, very good. I'm assuming he's a lore bard. He has all of the skills ever, so I'm assuming he's a lore bard.
I mean, I've got proficiency in like everything. Yeah. No.
Yes. Oh, it's so disgusting. It's so fun. I love bards. Bard has always been my go-to.
I've never played one before.
Oh wow.
And it is just looking at my and going, why are there 4 positives? Oh wait.
I think it's easier to master skills you're not proficient in.
Legit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it gets ridiculous, and as you level up, it only gets worse.
Well, especially if I decide to take skill defeat. I won't take skill defeat. That would be stupid. Well, no, because then that wastes jack of all trades. So I'm going to spend a whole fee adding a couple of points to some of my lower ones. Anyway,
Fair.
anyway, we need to give Blaine the opportunity to say, okay, goodbye to everybody.
Oh yeah, okay. Blaine, who's totally not a warlock. Love you all. We're going to head off for the night now. So I guess this
Still
is.
a paladin.
I mean,
Got the aura to prove it.
it's true. He is still putting out an aura. Yes, love your faces, everyone. We'll be back next Wednesday. I should be back on Thursday after I go see a Doodles. Love your faces. This is Clockwork SJ signing out for the night.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye.